Hi guys, it is Elisa here, or the Diamond Stitcher as I go by on YouTube and Instagram. Hello, good morning or good afternoon at whatever time of day it is for you. I hope you're having a wonderful one. If you're new to my channel, first off, welcome. I'm happy you found me. I hope you would consider subscribing and stick around for all things diamond painting. And if you are returning, thank you so much for your continued support. You may be thinking, what, is it Thursday today? It is not Thursday, you guys. It is Saturday, and I got behind. My goal is to have a Jaded Gem Shop new release roundup up on Thursdays. That's when she releases her new diamond paintings. But this Thursday, I just was not feeling good, so I did not get to it. But Friday afternoon, I started to feel a little bit better, and I thought, why don't I just film it and put it up on Saturday? So we are going to go over the new releases for Jaded Gem Shop this past week that released on January 9th. We are going to start with the hand-rendered kits that she released this week. So those that are new to Jaded Gem Shop, she offers two different rendering styles. Hand-charted or pixel-charted, those two words are interchangeable at Jaded Gem Shop, or hybrid rendered kits. Let's look at the pixel charted ones first. They are fully hand rendered kits. What is hand rendering? Simple answer, hand rendered kits are designed with details in mind and edited diamond by diamond to give a crisper visual with fewer colors and special enhancement diamonds artfully pre-selected. This gives a simpler and more relaxing diamond painting experience overall. This rendering style is perfect for diamond painters who may have less experience, who like to complete kits faster, or who enjoy crisp lines and details. Hand rendering is sharper and has more color, line blocking in general. It gives an amazing crisp look with less overwhelming option as size and special diamonds are pre-selected for your ease. I personally like pixel charted kits, hand charted kits. That's my jam. I really like how they look because where I display them, it is in a close proximity. I find the hybrid rendered kits, which we'll look at later, look better from a bit of a distance in my space. Where I hang them up, I don't have that option, so I prefer the hand rendered. They work up quicker, and I can also use my multi-placer and whip through it more quickly, I find, with the pixel charted kits. Let's look at the ones she released for this week. So we'll start here. Peace was never, actually let me pull this over. Peace was never an option. This is by artist Martith. It is going to be available in a 20 by 30 square, 22 colors and 4 glimmer dust, or you can get it in a 22 by 33 round, same amount of drill. So as you've heard, if you've seen any of my other roundups, the round diamonds are 2.8 millimeters, squares are 2.5. So to get the final product to look identical, the rounds will be a few inches at least bigger. Here is that rendering of, I think, the square one. I don't know. We'll click on both and see. Does she have the original artwork? She does not have the original artwork here. I was curious what this gray is. It's on every bird. I'm very curious what that is meant to be. I'm not so certain on that. Here is the round rendering. Again, the round rendering looks a little bit different. That's just a computer glitch. It's going to turn out exactly the same compared to the square one. This one has a little bit more of a whitewash, if you notice, compared to the square one here. But that's just a computer thingy. It's going to look the same if you buy either option. And then this painting over here where you see all of that red, that is all of the special diamond. So as I said, it has 4 glimmer. Yeah, so glimmer dust is her version of fairy dust. Has the mica powder on top. So all the places that you see this bright red is going to have some of that glimmer dust. This is a nice image. It was a good one to have hand charted. But yeah, I'm curious what that gray is supposed to be. I'm not quite certain on that. Maybe my eyes are just playing tricks on me. Actually, you know what? I notice it now that I'm looking at it from here. They're actually holding knives in their beaks. That's what they're holding. Oh my God, that's funny. Peace was never an option. So I guess they're ducks fighting back. So they are holding knives. You definitely can see that when you look back at this image here. So there we go. That's kind of funny. Next, we have a Chrysabug. Ooh, this one is beautiful. Owl Sorceress by Chrysabug. 60 by 90 centimeters square with 4 glimmer and 7 crystals. Or you can get it a bit bigger in a 67 by 100 round with the same 4 glimmer and 7 crystals. My words are escaping me today. Look at that, gorgeous. So you can really see the hand rendering in this one. All of the colors in the sky, big areas of color blocking. I think this one is going to be absolutely beautiful. It's a little big in my books, but it has to be to get all that detail. And Jade always goes with the smallest size that looks the best. So you can trust her renderings here. And I think this one is going to look stunning. Do we click the round? Yeah, the round, as you can see, the color hue changes, but again, that's just the computer software doing something funny. It's going to come out looking just as bright and vibrant as this. The only difference between the round and the square is the size. With the rounds is going to be bigger. Both of them have the 4 glimmer and 7 crystal. Does she have? Yeah, she does. So all of these red spots are going to have those special diamonds in it. So we've got lots of confetti, all the different stars there. Her ribbons on her shoes are going to be in probably glimmer dust. Let's go back to the, whoops, I always do that. Let's go back to this one. Yeah, all these little white specks, probably going to be a glimmer. Honestly, with the amount of special she has in this and what she has in this image, like all of that red, I would expect there to be more red. Honestly, with 4 glimmer and 7 crystals, I would expect more red. So I'm not too certain where she's put the crystals, but I do think they're just very sparingly sprinkled in the different colors. I do wonder if she put crystals in her earrings. I did notice that they are red, so I wonder if we would see some crystals there, these metallic moons as part of it. But this image is going to be beautiful. Crystalbug is a very popular artist. I love that she is available at Jaded Gem Shop as well. And I think Jade's pixel charting is perfect for her artwork. Next up, we've got Birthstones, which is a mini collection pixel charted by the Jaded Gem Shop Collective. This one is chock full of specials. It's 12 pieces. Each piece is 5 by 5 centimeters. 42 colors in total with 7 glimmer and 2 metallic colors. So look at this rendering down here. All of that red is the special diamond. So it looks like all of the backgrounds are probably going to be glimmer, if I had to guess. And then I wonder if the metallic is going to be sprinkled in. Well, that I'm not sure, because in the pictures it's white. Like all of this color in the middle of the crystals are all enhanced if you look down here. But it is white, so I wonder if that would be glimmer. Maybe the border is, it looks brown here, but maybe it is metallic. Not quite sure on that one, but these ones are pretty and they're all pixel charted. Nice to see these mini kits available at Jade's shop as well. Lastly, we've got Raccoon Restaurant by Flossie Fox Shop. This one is very cute. Lots of little details. So this is from, I believe, a cross stitch shop, and it's translated into diamond painting form. 19 by 20 for the square. It's going to have 26 colors with 7 glimmer, and a bit bigger at 21 by 22 for the round. Looking at this rendering here, we can see all of the special diamonds, 7 glimmer dust, going to be sprinkled entirely throughout that entire thing. So that is going to sparkle really nicely. Big fish on top, little fish over here. It looks like a little raccoon. We've got maybe a blue jay or some type of bird over here. We've got a dragon sitting on the stool here as well, and some mice down there. Very cute image. Now, let's take a look at the hybrid rendered. So let's read what Jade's written. I'm reading this because she has just updated this stuff as well. So what is hybrid rendering? Simple answer, hybrid rendered kits are designed with soft transitions in mind and made with computer blending and then artfully hand-touched to be closest to the artist's original image. This gives a softer look with a more challenging yet accomplished diamond painting experience overall. This rendering style is perfect for diamond painters who may have more experience, who like kits to take more time to complete, or enjoy soft blending to replicate the original artwork. Hybrid rendering is a softer and more confetti heavy. It gives amazing depth and detail with the added customizable options to suit one's preferences. This image here of this witch is absolutely gorgeous. So let's see which ones, and now the hard one is going to be remembering, are these in order, new to old? How many did she add this week, you guys? Oh my god. I swear, Cozy Cabin Witch was our last one, wasn't it? So we talked about those. Let's just do it this way. Yeah, I think she does have quite a few. And that was, yeah. So we've talked about those four. Let's talk about this one. So this is a hybrid charting. In the hybrid charting, we get more options. So you can choose your size. As you see here, she has 5 sizes. You'll see one says recommended. So this is the size she recommends. If you're not too sure what you want, this one is going to give you a good result. You can also choose the smaller one. She's never going to put a size on her website that's not going to look good as a finished diamond painting. But if you want to err on the side of caution, go with her recommended size. Bigger is always better. So if you like big diamond paintings or you have the space for a bigger one, go big or go home. The details are less pixelated when you have a bigger image because there's more area for the details to spread out in. The other thing to note on her hybrid rendered kits is this is not the final rendering. So once you place your order, she actually will go in and touch up little areas to make them as close to the original artwork. I had a question last week on why doesn't she just touch it up and put those renderings on the website, because she would have to do it for all 5 sizes in both drill shapes. So that would be 10 for each image, and that costs money. Each single one costs a couple $100s, if I'm not mistaken, just to do hand touch-ups. So that's why she does it on a made-to-order basis. So once you order, she will go in and do those touch-ups. I hope that makes sense. So here is the 80 by 110. You can see that it looks pretty darn good. 50 by 70, a little bit more pixelation. You can see in the leaves and in some of the areas here. If we go back to the big one, it evens out a little bit. You see that? So yeah, especially in the leaves as well. We'll click that one again. You can see a little bit more pixelation, but as a finished diamond painting, remember, it is still going to look good, and her hybrid rendered charts do look better from a little bit more of a distance than your hand charted kit. So I don't, go by looking up my nose to the screen like it is right now. If I held the computer back a little bit, then it would come together a little bit cleaner as well. You can choose drill shapes, so square or round. And if you do click on the 2, it does look like she has both renderings available for them. And then again, if you click on the size, it will show you the size as well. That's what I like about her listings. Unless it's a mistake, every time you click on something, it should show you the original rendering. And if it's not, you just have to email her and ask to see it. The other thing with these hybrid rendered kits is you get to add your special diamonds. So as it is, if you just buy it, it's not going to have any specials. You've got to add them. So she has ABs, which she recommends for this picture. She also recommends glimmer drills. You can add glow, you can add crystals and metallic as well, but for this image, she's not recommending it. There are some other add-ons here as well. That is a beautiful piece of artwork. I love the colors in this one. Next up, let's look at this one, Bat-Winged Brothers. Now, I'm sure these people are in some sort of famous book that I do not know about, so please let me know. Artist is Tony Vinto. 80 by 100 down to 50 by 65. As you can see, 50 by 65, we've got a lot more pixels. Again, this is not the final render. And then if we click the biggest one, you are going to see a much cleaner image. And I think she does say their final render will be much cleaner and color corrected to match the image. And again, she doesn't put it on the website just because she can't do each and every image if somebody is not going to buy it, because it does cost at least $100 or more per image. And that's a lot of money for a shop to take on. So she does it on a kind of per order basis. You can also get round drills, and yeah, if you click on that, it'll show you the round rendering, which is not much difference again. Again, she recommends AB and glimmer for this image, and you can add those on. I find with these hybrid rendered kits, if you add in the specials, they're kind of sprinkled everywhere. Unless she goes in and hand charts them specifically, they might be more sprinkled in a few different areas. Rainy Day by Saint Anne Mermaid. I really love this artist as well. This is a gorgeous diamond painting. The girl is pretty. This little kitty is so adorable as well. The biggest size of this one is 80 by 140. That's absolutely ridiculous in my books. I don't think I could do that. She has 2 recommended sizes here. So 50 by 90, if you're not too certain you like that rendering, then just go with the 60 by 110. As I said, a little bit bigger is always better when it comes to very detailed images. You can also choose the drill shape, and yeah, you can see the difference there. The round one, tiny bit less room because you're not changing the size. Like as we looked at the hand charted kit she offers, the rounds were a few inches bigger, right? So you could probably do the round at 110 by 60, and if you wanted to do square, 50 by 90 is probably how I would recommend it. And then add your special diamonds if you like. Air Secrets by Zarmoth. Now, I love this artist. Jade has some amazing artists at her shop. If you have the time to take a look, go through all of her different artworks. If you're new to Jaded Gem Shop, she has some really amazing artists. I do like this artist's designs as well. They're kind of more darker art, which I kind of stay away from these days, but I do like enjoying it as well. So biggest one is 80 by 10, smallest is 40 by 50, very pixelated there. I wouldn't get that one. This one, 50 by 70, is the recommended size. That one looks pretty good, and she's going to go in and hand touch up. Like, I would like to see this symbol on her forehead touched up completely because there's some weird pink diamonds in there, so I'd like to see that. The irises in her eyes would look good if they were touched up a little bit as well. If we do go with the biggest one, you can see that it blends. You can see here too, like those pink diamonds are in the border now. It's not in the middle of the orange. Even the irises are a little bit clearer. So yeah, when you do want to make a diamond painting in a smaller size, I find that's when the hand charting really comes into play and is important, because you can make this muddled kind of eye look just like this with a bit of hand charting. I think you could get away with some metallic diamonds in this one if you wanted to add them for some of these buttons on her cape or her necklace as well. I think metallic would look cool there. This one is absolutely gorgeous. Night Bloom Faye by Ultramar. This one is beautiful. She is absolutely gorgeous. I love this artwork. Love the flowers, love the butterflies. 80 by 110. Square is what we are looking at right now. If we wanted a round one, there we go. Recommended size 60 by 85. Look at all that pixelation in her face. So I have a feeling Jade would go in and make that complexion a little bit nicer. If we get the square drill, you can see it becomes a little bit less pixelated again, because with the squares being smaller, there's a little bit more room at that size. She also recommends 70 by 100. So if you wanted to go round, then I would go the 70 by 100 versus 60 by 85, just to give those round diamonds a little bit more space. ABs or glimmer dust would look really pretty in this one. I'd like to see some glimmer in the flowers and in the butterflies as well. It would be really pretty. Some ABs in her dress, perhaps. Some ABs in the moon and some of the stars out there maybe would look really pretty too. I would like to see these butterflies in the background cleaned up a little bit, just so that they don't blend in so much to the background as well. I think this one is absolutely beautiful and would be a gorgeous diamond painting. And when you look at the renderings from a bit more of a distance, which this kind of simulates here when we're looking at these ones like this, you can see how the diamond painting really comes together with all of those sizes. Here's that original artwork there, and there is a rendering. We've got Gold and Gears by Tarsia Neves. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. She is a very popular artist. I actually recommended her way back in the day. I find her artwork really beautiful. She has lots of sizes, so it looks like Jade has full images and crops here. So that is another thing with Jaded Gem Shop. Some of her images she offers in a crop version, so let's click on it. So it just zooms into the central point of the painting a little bit closer. So if we go back to the full image, we have a little bit more background on the sides here, and the crop is right up to her shoulders on that side. Also takes some off the top there. Yeah, she takes a couple inches off the top. So personally for me, for this image, I would go with the crop. I don't care so much about the background. I more care about the central image. And then recommended size 60 by 65. I would probably go with this one. I would hope she cleans it up a little bit, make some of the jewelry in the neck there look a little bit less muddled, maybe some blending, maybe in the skin tone. I don't know if it really needs it, but could use a little bit. Remember, these paintings look better looking at a distance. Confetti and soft lines of the hybrid rendered kits comes into play, or, you know, it really looks good in the hair where you have all of these color blending, even in the background, because there's not a lot of crisp lines in this artwork. So I think that the rendering style of hybrid charting looks really good. And here's a side-by-side comparison of the original artwork. On the right, this is the whole artwork, and then on the left is the crop. So I mean, her original artwork with the whole person in it does look really good, but knowing me, I like smaller size diamond paintings. Knowing hybrid charted takes a longer time, I would probably err with the cropped version, and I'd probably get the recommended size as well. Let's just scroll up there. 50 by 55, a little bit more pixelated. I do think the 60 by 65 is a good size, and I would stick with that for the crop. I would probably get it in square diamonds as well. If I was going to get round diamonds, actually it doesn't look much different, so we may be able to stick with that. I was going to say maybe go a size up. I do think that comes out even more clear as well. But yeah, when it comes to the charting, I think I would still stick with 60 by 65, and drill shape is just your preference. I think you could get away with both. I do wonder if some metallic drills would look good in here. Of course, she recommends AB and glimmer, which I think will look good, but maybe some metallics in some of her jewelry, the goggles on her head, maybe that would look pretty. Not too certain, maybe a glimmer would be a better choice, but I might add metallics just to see. If you get the metallics and you don't like them, you can always opt to keep them out and swap with another color. Leoba is one of my favorite artists. I say that a lot because Jade has some amazing artists here. Personally, I would love Jade to do this one in a hand-rendered kit. Jade, if you're watching this, which I doubt you are, can you hand-render this, please? I'm going to send her a message as well. I would love to see this one hand-rendered. I think it would turn out really beautiful as well. I know there's not a lot of crisp lines, but you don't need black lines to hand-render things. You can hand-render things with pink lines and things like that. I've seen elsewhere that, you know, yes, hand-rendering does give more crisper lines and detail, but I think in a painting like this, it actually would just add to the beauty and just make some of the background details come out. Maybe leave her dress as a hybrid render, maybe just tidy it up a little bit. But yeah, I think with all of the background stuff and the flowers, just to have some hand charting in that, I think this one would be really pretty, and I definitely would get it if it was hand charted or had some pixel charting in it. 80 by 100 is the rendering we're looking at. 60 by 75 is what she recommends. That's actually a pretty nice size, but yeah, if we had some pixel charting, I think it would pull this image together even more nicely, and I think this would probably be my favorite ever diamond painting I've ever worked on to date if it was in pixel charted. That's just my preference. Again, there is no better than, you know, hybrid versus pixel. There's one's not better than the other. It comes down to the diamond painter's preference, but I do think this artist's style of this artwork alone, this piece, would lend well to pixel charting. Let's look at some of the smaller sizes. I wouldn't get the smallest size personally. I know Jade will go in and clean it up, but like, look at her arm. See how muddled that is? If we go by the 60 by 75, we see all of those little details and all of the flowers in there. If we go even bigger, we can see them perfectly. AB and Glimmer Dust, I would probably get both for this painting. I'd love to see them in the flowers, in the butterflies as well. Maybe some in her hair would look really pretty too. I really, really love this image. I mean, I think it would look good hybrid charted. I just know myself, and I don't tend to handle confetti that well. So I'm gonna cross my fingers that she adds this to her pixel charted kits as well. I think some people would like both options. Let me know what you think of this one too. Would you rather do it in the hybrid charted, or would you like some of a pixel charted version as well? Let me know down below. I am curious what you guys think. Then we got this little goldfish. Now I'm not sure if this is new, because I swear I've seen this one before. But I'm going to talk about it. 70 by 90. The artist is Ariel Margison, which I think is her cousin or her sister, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry if I've gotten that wrong. 70 by 90 is the biggest. 50 by 65 is the recommended. Even 40 by 50 is recommended. I would probably go with the 40 by 50. I think 30 by 37 is going to pixelate it a little too much for my liking, so I would go with the 40 by 50, and I don't think you can go wrong. This is a small image, not a lot of detail. Well, there is some detail in the face, but not a lot of detail elsewhere. I think with some hand touch-ups that she does once you purchase, I think this one will work up fairly quickly. You're going to have some color blocking in the background. Of course, a little bit of confetti because you want those colors to really blend in there. This one is also a very beautiful piece of artwork. I love the colors in this one. Mermaid Clock by Laverine. Full image and a crop is available. So the full image, the biggest size is 80 by 120. She is recommending 70 by 105. So this one has a lot of detail. So yeah, I would go with her recommended size in this one. I don't think I would go smaller. Let me just play with this. Well, maybe actually 60 by 90. I would not go 50 by 75, but I think you could get away with 60 by 90, at least in the square. I wonder this one though, maybe the round. It's kind of hard to tell, but yeah, if you were to go round, I would get 105 by 70, and if you were to go square, I think you could get away with 60 by 90. Crop version here is what I would probably go with. Of course, it removes a lot of the background. But for me, I prefer smaller diamond paintings, so I would go with this one, the crop version at least. This size is too big for me though. Let's see, 70 by 95. That one I'd probably get in round. This one in squares would look really good. Let's see about the 50 by 70. If she touched this up quite a bit, I think 50 by 70 you could get away with, but honestly, I think I would stick with the 60 by 80 as recommended. I would add ABs and Glimmer Dust in this one. I do wonder if metallics could be placed in this one, but I'm not too certain. Where's that original artwork? There it is. So yeah, there are gears in here that I wonder if metallic would look okay in. But again, probably not too much. Too much would be overbearing. Here is the difference between, on the right here is the full piece of artwork with her tail and all. And then down here in the bottom left is cropped, so you lose a lot of her tail. So it just depends which kind of look you like. Here's a side-by-side rendering. I wonder, this is probably one of the biggest sizes because I don't see a lot of pixelation. So I think this is probably the biggest size. Let's zoom back out so you can see side by side again. These hybrid render kits look better at a little bit of a distance, and this kind of simulates that, what it's going to look like when finished at a bit of a distance. And I say a bit of a distance, like 3 to 6 feet back. Fall Back Together by Lumachai. Here is our 80 by 110 rendering. Let's just look at that. We've got beautiful flowers, beautiful dresses, not dresses. She's wearing a dress, some capes as well. She also has a crop version. Let's see. So it crops in the side and the top. If we go look at the original artwork, is that a crop version? Is that both? No, that's a rendering. So here's the original artwork on the right of the full version. And that's a rendering. It's hard for me to tell here, you guys. This is the crop here, so she zoomed in a bit. We lose some of his cape, so she zoomed in way over here. She zoomed in a little bit on this side as well. She's come down a little bit on the top and on the bottom as well. So we lose that flower. So I don't really like the crop in this one because I would have liked to see more flowers. So I would probably go with the full version for this one. 80 by 110 is the biggest. Her recommended 50 by 70. Looks very pixelated to me. She's going to hand touch it up. Remember, I would like to see what it looks like. I'd like to see her skin, their skin tone touched up some just to make it less muddled. I do wonder if I would rather go with the 60 by 85. Again, when you're doing these kind of kits, bigger is always better. Her recommended size will come out nice, but yeah, bigger is always better. It just gives the drills more room and for the detail to even out a little bit. You can see less pixelation there as well. This one I would probably get in square drills because I do want it on the bigger size. And I would add ABs and glimmer dust into this one. I would like to see the flowers touched up as well. There's lots of pixelations in there. So yeah, I would like to see those touched up as well. Her dress has lots of confetti. I don't think that needs to be touched up because in the original artwork, her dress looks like it's all glittery. So that does give the same effect. So that I think will look fine. And that is it as far as I know. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. So she has 4 hand rendered kits and a bunch of hybrid rendered kits. As I said, I would love to see this Seoyeon. I'm not saying that right. I think that's a Korean name by Leoba Bruckner. I think that's absolutely beautiful. I may cave and get it in hybrid, but I'm going to see if she's going to consider hand charting it. I think it would turn out well with pixel charting. Definitely, I think. Image like Mermaid Clock probably wouldn't because there's just too much detail to get it to look good in a hand charted version without being gigantic. But I think this one can, so I'm going to ask. She also actually does have a service that you can, let me see, is it here? Yeah, she has a hand charting service. It is quite expensive, so if you wanted to get a specific image hand charted that she has no plans on hand charting, it's $200 US. So that is why she doesn't put a rendering up for each of the hybrid rendered kits because it costs a couple $100 just to get the renderings done. So that goes to show you how expensive it can be. But if there is an image, say such as this one, and you really want the crop version in hand charting, you can pay that extra service. I would see if there's anybody who wants to go in with you instead and have like a bunch of you kind of do an order based on that one hand charting. I don't know if Jade would allow that, but I think she would. I think it makes sense just to share the cost of that, but you would have to ask her to be certain. If you didn't know, Jaded Gem Shop also has a Facebook group that you can join. It is called All Things Jaded Gem Shop, and that's a great community for all things Jaded Gem Shop. As it says, you can post and share all of your progress and your photos as well. Here is an example of a hybrid rendered kit that looked really good when finished. This one was in a 70 by 90. I love this artist and I really like this artwork and I'm so happy to be able to see it. I did have this painting, but I've put it away because it got very overwhelming with all of the confetti, but I love admiring the finishes. They really do turn out great. Again, all of the paintings I spoke about in this video have already been released. They release every Thursday, so Thursday I think was January 9th. you can go and purchase them now. Jade also sent me a couple of side-by-side comparisons. So on the left, we can see here we have a hybrid charted kit. We can see all of that confetti, and on the right we can see the hand-rendered version and how it comes out. So personally for this one, I actually really like the hand-charted version better because you can see all of the details. I think the hybrid charted gets a bit muddled, and again, that is just my opinion. You may very well disagree with me, and that is okay. But I like how in the one on the right, we can actually see all of these different zodiacs and what they look like compared to on the left. I can't really tell what they are. Down here, you can see all of the green muddled in the middle, and here it's all white. Now, I wish I had a picture of the original artwork. The original artwork probably looks somewhere in between these two renderings, if I had to be honest. At the top here, she got rid of all of this writing here that you can't read, and she replaced it with black lines. So, you know, if you did want to get the painting that is more closely to the original artwork, it would be the hybrid charted kit. But if you like clean and crisp details and you want your painting to look good from a little bit closer and less confetti heavy, less muddled, then you would go with the one on the right. Here we have an example of, I believe this one is called Aphrodite, if I'm not mistaken. On the right this time, we have the kind of hybrid or computer charted version. So we see a lot of pixelation, different pinks in her body here. We see down here some blues in the corner. These flowers don't have any crisp lines or outlines. Same with these flowers up here. And then her face is very soft in the rendering. When we look at the left, this one has been hand charted. You can see that the blue is eliminated in the bottom corner. These flowers have outlines, so we can see where all the petals, you know, originate. Same with the ones up top. Her face has been charted with a little more crisper lines. You can see her eyebrows, her eyes, her nose. Everything's a little bit more defined. I actually like how her face is charted in this one. The feathers in her hair are more defined as well. And then you can really see in her dress, they've eliminated all of the pinks in the middle and made it the blue color. So this is just an example. Somebody asked in relation to, you know, why she doesn't show the touched up version on the site, because she has to do it for each individual one. But she wanted to show you guys that this is the differences between something that is computer charted and the one that has some hand touch-ups here. Let me know which paintings caught your eye this week. Is anything going on your wish list or on your buy list, or did you already buy? If you are Canadian, so you know, her paintings, you can get drop shipping from the factory in China, so it would come directly to you instead of to her in the US and then to us. It is cheaper when you do the drop shipping route. It's absolutely, she has a code. I am forgetting it right now. I think it might be worldwide. I really need to write this down. I think it's worldwide, and that gives you free drop shipping if you're in Canada and you want it to ship directly from the warehouse. The same diamond painting, same quality comes from that route. It's just cheaper. We avoid the customs fees. If you do order it, you know, to be shipped to her first and then us, it's usually, I think, shipped UPS. So you're going to have customs fees and a broker fee usually on top of that as well. That is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed her roundup, and I hope you guys have a fantastic Saturday. Until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye.